Greetings, I am Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator. Let me know if you heard any buzzing in the background. I've got my heater going because it is ice cold today. Alright. Anyway, welcome to EVE Online. AS crab health processing, and we're working on broker relations. Alright. So what are we gonna do today? Let's see here. First, let's double check our jobs. Because I put in a bunch for manufacturing. Just to make sure I got something to sell. Deliver everything. I'll have to go over to Elgoi and pick up the rest. I can flip them around and see if I need to do more research on them. Alright. What's going on recently? Well, I was waiting for the Doom video to upload. Um, I decided to sit down and try to figure out if I could map out the tier 1 resources and how they connect with each other to make the tier 2s. And as part of that process, it made a very peculiar symbol, a kind of a almost Triskill type of thing. Someone else called it like a recycling symbol meets the Triglavian. I can see it. But this was something I've been trying to figure. That's been kind of rolling around in my mind for a while. It's like if I map these out, what would it look like? So we've got this kind of triangular array of points of about 15 points from top to top to bottom, and we've got at the furthest corners. Still have those. Oh, so the furthest corners we have uh, the three resources that are unique to their specific planet. You know what? We'll take them over today. Um, Throw them on the atlas. Okay, go and board that ship. And then the inner 3 points, we've got the most common resources. Yeah, I've got this kind of circle where the far points are able to connect. And it's just an interesting shape. If you want to see it, it's on the community post because I just wanted to solve that puzzle last night. And then there's the tier 3 and the tier 2s and the tier 3s one as well. Yeah, this is I don't know. I get bored and I start looking for puzzles to solve like this. Just curious. Really curious discovery is how the tier 2s that combine into tier 3s that become the tier 4s items, the way those are lined up on that diagram. Yeah, whenever there's like any kind of info, like in a game or whatever, and I just have the time and the boredom to do it, I will I will sit down and use whatever paper I've got to see if I can solve whatever puzzle I've got in front of me out of it. That's part of the fun that I have with my board games is looking at all the cards and all the dice possibilities and just looking at the stats of that and figuring out if there's a pattern or something. I will sell it safely from here. What else? Again, sell it safely from here. Last time I visited Heck, there was apparently some trouble. I don't know what's going on with that. You know what? Let's just clear it out. Alright. But occasionally I'll get into the system. It's like, oh hey, why is this red blinking mark next to someone's name in the chat? Maybe I should scroll down and be absolutely sure. You know what? This one will actually put the time into. Alright. And I think that was everything. Cool. Actually, we'll take the faster ship. Cool. I'll check some other stuff while I'm here. See what I need to do. Let's just save some trouble here. Alright. Yay. Just remind me to take risks with extra plex to get the freaking skill training booster. Save me some time later. But I will wait until I'm actually gonna like head out for the day. Speaking of stuff I took care of, where are you? I did the smart thing and got the big mining ship finally insured because it needed to happen. Every time I've lost a ship, it was insured. So it's like, okay, never taking the risk of not insuring my ships ever again. Let's see here. It was so many icons look kind of similar in shape. Let's go ahead and manufacture something and knock out that other one. Can make a burst. I'm short on those resources. I need to just break down and take my little mining ship that I have set aside just for taking risks and less security, and go get some of this on my own. And to make sure to take my clone with the that I call the miner low sec. All right. You know what? Let's make a number of these. There we go. Someone's buying them. I've said it before, but it always just amazes me what people buy in this game. I'll have to check out the little economic report thing later. Just curious on where all the money's going. Alright. Alright, let's go take care of selling these. First, a slight detour to go deal with blueprints. So what else is going on recently? Oh yeah, after I played Doom yesterday, I got only one freaking secret. I went back and went looking for all the stuff. I was trying to find. There's an early rocket launcher, and it's useful against these Hell Knights that show up, provided you get enough of a warning. You don't want to be wielding the rocket launcher when they are right in front of you. Unless you've got a ton of armor and health. You know, I had that one Praetor armor upgrade. I should just make use of it and get close enough and use it anyway. There's a thing I can test out is, does rocket jumping work? Well, do I actually need it? Yeah, it's right on the money about the maze looking Doom-like, because that is E1M2. I should have recognized it sooner. Kind of feels silly for not doing so. Alright. Gerbs. Overall. Speaking of gerbs, I'm getting a little bit more info as to how things might proceed. But I still need to just kind of wait and see what actually happens. I'm going to have to hold off on looking for another job until I know exactly for sure what's going to happen. But if I need to look, I'll probably start late February, early March. Because for now, I need to focus on one, sticking with this job until the end. Because two, there's certain benefits for sticking with it till the end. So, and we'll see if they actually, after they close it down and clear it out, or keep whatever stuff's still there. set it up to be hooked into a new distribution network and restock it and then get it going again. Because they might rehire me if I'm available, but I have to apply, which is annoying. But it would be better if we could keep the whole crew together as much as possible. I do have certain disagreements, but for the most part, the people who are there work pretty well. So I'd rather not lose the people who are actually doing the work, regardless of differences of opinion. That's one of the things I'm not looking forward to if I do have to look is having to deal with people who might have certain opinions that are anywhere from not my thing, but I understand, to why the hell do you believe this? Are you out of your mind? I guess that's just the nature of the workplace. You're gonna have all sorts of people with all sorts of things they believe in, hold opinions on. I usually try to keep myself on those kinds of conversations. Oh yeah, all the afterburners. Wasn't sure how many you needed were in all the rifters. Let's see them here today. Should be fun. Oh wait, wrong one. Are you kidding me? I hope they're not at this place. Okay.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
It's like whenever I'm here, more often than not. Excuse me. I usually have a rule of not having this open when I'm streaming in the first place, but some things can be helped. Like my memory, because if I'd remembered, I would have done it in the first place. Leaving that open. Yeah, let's get the fast cash. Call good. Boom. If I keep this up, I will eventually be to the point where I was before I started the whole planetary industry arc, which is exactly where I want to be. Alright. I'm going to head back and go deal with all the planetary industry madness. Yeah, if you have an initial plan for planetary industry, try to stick to it as best you can. Getting sidetracked with, oh, I can make this and sell it for money. And it's tapping into resources you need for your initial plan. It's going to fall apart. But still stand by the, if you ever just want to try it out and you're at least Omega, or you've got the. I don't know how often they do the try Omega for like a week thing. I think you just have to have like I want to say Planetology 1 just to be on the safe side. Get a ship with sufficient cargo space. Go find a planet that is close to you.
Warp drive active.
Then go get the command center for it. And then be in the system with that planet. Drop the command center. After you've scanned, after you've scanned for various resources and found something you want to extract, put the command center about 3 of its own widths from it, and then put a basic industry for what that resource turns into as close to that command center as possible. And then link it,
Warp drive active.
and then an extractor as close to the industry as possible. Link it. Establish the schematic on the basic industry, and then lay down an extractor head from the extractor for that raw resource. And then you've got something to work with. You'll have to manually launch stuff from the command center, which is a pain in the butt. But this is like the budget option for at least trying things out until you're sure what you want to do. Electrolytes. I'll take care of the rest of this. Then we go do the agent mission. And then spend some. There are times left on the fun stuff of space combat. Right. I think more games like this could do with some like trial stuff to people want to figure things out. See if they want to actually, you know, do them for real or not. Construction blocks and livestock is what I need over here. Alright. Let me see if I need more biofuels over the other planet.
Warp drive active.
Got some like playable tutorials of, this is how this works. Just to try it out and see if it's something you want to do in the long term. Would be helpful. Now, there's one thing I have printed out um, called GURPS Lite, which is kind of a trial mode for GURPS from Steve Jackson games. And, it's basically free to download and print. Well, free to download, although if you're going to print it, either have your own printer or hope the library is not charging more than 10 cents per page. Because I'm printing out 32 pages of it. print out the pages and maybe put them into the little sheet protectors I have in a binder. All right. But that was to kind of hold me over until I could go find a hardcover copy of GURPS third edition. They have that like paperback versions, and like I prefer the hardcover where possible.
Warp drive active.
I'm kind of stuck with the paperback versions, paper cover versions of Made, Cyberpunk, Fiasco, 316. But everything else I got hardcover, and I just love hardcover so much. I feel like it stands better. I forgot to drop off the Oxycomp. It's being forgetful today. And we go back.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, there's the other thing to keep in mind if you go long term on the planetary industry. Yeah, setting things up in a kind of circle or a line, you just go from one place to the next, and you don't have to worry about doubling back. Some things are hard to avoid, though. For where's next system?
Warp drive active.
Polar. I keep worrying about the day I'm just like out here and it's like, oh hey, battle cruiser. But then again, those things are big and kind of slow. Alright.
Warp drive active.
One of these days I want to bring out mine and take on tougher pirates. That's why I had my cruiser. Keep thinking one of these days I'm just gonna be like, screw it. I'm just gonna take all the dumb risks and just if my things get blown up, so what? But uh, I prefer the stability of what I'm doing here with my
Warp drive active.
planetary industry and my mining and my industry, and maybe dealing with the pirates in this system, or in my home system, rather than just doing stupid stuff, you know. Maybe more people have fun with the big risks. Okay. Structure blocks. Remind me, where are... Okay. I do need the even 10. Okay. those over. Transfer. I'm gonna drop those off later. It's like the other thing I haven't done yet is actually go through a wormhole. But that's a risk, because that's pure PvP zone over there. At least I'm assuming. I would need to be part of a corp that's pretty well situated there, or be in a fleet with someone who can watch my back. Maybe that's the I'm done with this game festival idea. Find a wormhole, send my battle cruiser through it, and whatever happens, happens. Alright. Okay. Listen. Take this home. Gotta take some of this. That's right, this is the planet that makes them specifically. For me to take. It's you know what? Where's it? What did I have? You could bring those over. That would help with that process. If I were going to do this over again, I get Omega as soon as possible. I'd set up for planetary industry as soon as possible. My approach to planetary industry would be just let the extractors feed into the launch pad as long as possible before trying to tap into anything. Just build up that reserve so that I'm not having to struggle with the resources later. As we look at just overall resource size, 0.19 per. 5 is 0.95. 500 would be 95. 5,000 would be 950. So just extract enough to fill up the launch pad to about 2/3 of the way, and then proceed from there. Take them all over. Alright. More moving back and forth. It is the thing about games, the games you play. You kind of realize in hindsight, oh, hey, this is what I should have been doing the whole time. Lessons that are hard learned. Thankfully, in like single player games, you can just reset, start a new one. Some games are quite evil and, oh, hey, we remember what you did last game. And then there's Doom 2016, where it's like, okay, I missed all this stuff, but I can go back with the stuff that I already have in the process of finding it, which I think is pretty cool. There, restart that process, and then we run this over. Yeah, I remember reading up on Undertale. I'm like, I'm not sure I want to play this game after having it spoiled for me and seeing that it was yet another. It felt like it was another game that makes you feel like crap for wanting to play a game type of game. But then it wasn't really. It's just the way that things worked out. Because otherwise, it's actually pretty solid. I had fun with it, and I'm happy with the ending that I have for it. And I really just don't want to mess with it anymore. But then there's other games when I actually just play them again and play them differently each time that I end up liking a little bit more. Viral agent is next place over. All right. Cool. And then one last planet to drop off the stuff. I'll do it. I'm always curious as to what goes into certain decisions with game design, with trying to get certain reactions out of people. But the one thing I just generally do not like is the game that makes you feel like crap for wanting to just play a game. It's like, I was here to have fun. Why are you reminding me of what sucks? Uh, just backwards for what games ought to be. Ooh, I forgot to turn off the sound on my phone. Alright. So let me make one last shuffle over to the. 'Cause remember having biofuels. I need to bring over.
Drive active.
Yeah, I play a game because I want to have fun and maybe enjoy some interesting story stuff as well. The thought of playing a game just to remind myself of how much things suck, or to kick my own ass over wanting to play a game and having it be a game that makes me feel bad for playing it, that annoys me to no end. Wish games would stop doing that.
Warp drive active.
But I'm having fun with this one. Even when there are the times that I just want to take a break. I'm glad the game's still here. Speaking of games, alright, what else? So how does sell? Nobody wants. I'll drop them off. I'll make a note of what price they're looking for over in Hamatar. And drop off my important stuff before it's lost.
Warp drive active.
So anyway, speaking of games, I've been finding time to just mess with Doom 2016. Just because, as much as I play it for the videos, I really just want to keep playing it.
Docking permission requested.
I almost want to just play it and not record it
Docking
and
request accepted.
see it through to the end on my own. Not having to worry about commentary or anything else. It is a solid experience of a game. I'll say that. Stack it. Alright. Take 6 of those. I need 5 guidance systems and 11 smart fabs. And more sidetrain. Again, one of these days, I need to just go out and take the risk in low security. Just mine it myself. Because, ouch. Between spending money and taking the risks of mining in low security, what's worth more to me? Is always the question. Considering how much I've lost so far. Even if it's not much. The fact that I've lost it has left me burned enough to try not to take too many risks. Let's see. I specifically need 17. One for... Right. That many. For other plans. Alright. Let's see if I actually have the cargo space for it. Yeah, that's like nothing. It's always amazed at just minerals are like the lightest, just low space. Minerals and blueprints. That's what makes the shuttles so useful. One of the things that makes them useful. Being able to have that fast speed for a handful of things that are really important. Just hope you don't have to. Just hope you don't get caught in a freaking smart bomb.
Warp drive active.
All right, let's run this and get going. What else game wise? I'm thinking next time I stream, I want to get back to Fallout.
Warp drive.
Either stream or video. One of the two. It might be a Friday night or Saturday morning stream, I think. Get back to Fallout. Remember where the hell I was going. It's always fun to figure that out after coming back. Get in some more of the adventure. And this time I might actually complete the game. Last time I got stuck in this weird prison thing. I just couldn't get out of it. Looks like I turned into, I think, a super mutant or something. I don't know. I don't know if there's another way out of that place. But I wanna go find out. Oh, crap. Well, that's fine. I will check on my way back on that.
Warp drive active.
I need a good contrast color to see if anyone's locking in or hostile. Fellow Corp people was
Docking
always
permission
reassuring to see.
requested. Docking request accepted.
Noob Corp for life. Right. Market. Right. Move everything over. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. Yeah, that's what I need. Okay. Start clearing this out. That's what I'm gonna do. Cancel. Right. Sell this item over the long term. 110. Let's see if that moves them. And drop these off. Because this one will take the immediate. Right. Let's see how far this has been swinging today. Okay. Alright, so this is where I started out. 26. That was the daily goal special. And sells. All the import and export moves. Big money on the side drain. Alright. So, effective move today from 26 to 34 is not bad. But it could be better. Alright. You know what else I need? Of all things. Just to have it available on that one planet that's going to need it. And actually, screw it. Really? None at all. There's So I was talking about that little shape that I figured out with the planetary industry resources. This is onto the inner delta of most common and commonly combined stuff: water, reactive metals, and bacteria. And there's a severe lack of reactive metals. I'm concerned. I have to go look for that in Hamatar, I guess. Okay. And over the journey home. Go deal with all this crap. I gotta do some fun stuff. Got anything else going on?
Warp drive active.
So one of the books I keep just flipping through whenever I'm kind of listening or watching something, or just whenever. It's a book on the 100 best hobby games. Of course, this is back in. This is a book from back in. What is it? 2007. I'm curious as to if anything would change out of that. Look somewhere safe for a minute.
Warp drive.
If anything would change out of that for, 18 years later. But it's interesting seeing various people with history and game design talking about other games that they think are interesting or wonderful.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
For one is like, where do I know this person's name that they're on this commenting on BattleTech? I'll spoil one thing on there. And then I had to look it up. It's like, oh, that's right. They designed. They're they're, they're the designer for Frag. All the various editions of that came out. Don't need all that. All right, let's take a minute. Just go out of my way for it. But that's fine. It's such a weird number, though. All right. Free. Actually, with everything happening, it's like maybe I need more. Yeah. We actually use them though. Go into the blocks and the nanites and the H2O CPU. I don't need them on the gas planet that badly. They would help the most. Let's see here. They're going to help the most over here. Precious metals also. I think I'm going that direction anyway. Let's see here. Got almost 600 in space. Yeah, I got a little bit of that. So it'll take a minute to update that. Alrighty. Time for the detour. Because poor planning on my part has resulted in a resource crisis.
Warp drive active.
Need to make sure not to be in a resource crisis in my own life, though. I've been picking up some stuff for Descent. The one expansion I don't have coming right now is apparently one of the more expensive ones,
Warp drive active.
and I've only seen it twice. That is Tomb of Ice. I want to find that and arguably Quest Compendium, because there's another bunch of various designers with their ideas coming together. I used to have everything for Descent First Edition a long time ago. It was when our main game store was at its first ever location and it had just expanded over into uh, the storefront over next to it because there's a door that'll connect the two, and then you can lock it from one side, and people can get out through the one-way door that leads straight outside. But I had everything for Descent in this blue duffel bag that I bought specifically to hold everything for Descent. I think I still have that duffel bag too. It's falling apart though. It is an ancient piece that I've been using for just about everything. Whether it's for a day trip or a weekend or moving. I've had it for most of for all of the last 15 years by now. At least 14 to 15 years. Aside from where some internal lining is falling apart, it's still in decent condition. Before I committed to keeping my clothes in these little drawers that I have now, my policy was to keep all my clothes in this duffel bag just in case. In the rare event that, for whatever reason,
Docking permission requested. Docking
or
request accepted.
whatever reason, I just wanted to pick up and just run, you know? Just didn't want to be around anymore. Okay, I need to keep an eye open on this situation. What was that? Who was it? Who was that suspect? Oh, they're still around if they're gonna try to pull anything. Yeah, it took a long time for me to just settle and actually just trust that it's okay. I can I can relax a little bit. I don't know. But then things happen here. It's like maybe maybe I should be ready in case anything does happen. I don't want to feel like that in this house though. I don't want to be waiting, wondering if things are going to happen that I'm not ready for, and then I'll have to not be here anymore in this house. Okay, be fast. Be fast out of here.
Warp drive active.
The big concern is this is my mom's house, so I'm worried about my mom taking care of herself. It's like, I hear you coughing. Why are you still smoking after all these years?
Warp drive active.
And then there's the disruptions from my sister's kid, which is another thing that contributes to making it really hard to stream or even record. If I can get into the kind of job that will help me take care of my debts and afford to live on my own, that would be nice.
Warp drive active.
But then I know for a fact I wouldn't have time for all this. The games, the recordings, the streams. Because I would probably come home from work dead tired and not want to do anything. Which is how I end up feeling regard to a number of days.
Warp drive active.
But again, this is the worry for the future, at least a month away. And speaking of family, my aunt sent me a little thumb drive with a video converted over to a digital file format that is playable on the for this computer, the Windows Media Player Legacy. I started watching one of the videos. I might just have to get around to checking out the rest. She gave me a heads up on ones that she wants my mom to see, and also a heads up that
Warp drive active.
my dad and half brother are featured in another video. I don't mind watching that. It's just she then wants me to see about trying to patch things up with between me and my dad, but it's like he's not a family guy. He's a businessman, and his priorities are just different. There's not a whole lot I can change, but I respect what he does for a business, at least, even if
Warp drive active.
it's not something I'm in a position to be part of anymore. That's fine. Just want to understand that some things are just beyond repair. That for later. Oh. Oh. Another stop to make, and then I'm home.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, what else? What else we got going on? I'll be working on the BattleTech shorts finally. I also want to do the MechWorks idea. I was trying to figure out one design the other night, and it turns out that even if you can give a mech two hatchets,
Warp drive.
you can only attack with one of them. But at least you can attack with a hatchet regardless of wherever the opponent is, as long as they're adjacent to you. Although I think if they're like directly behind you,
Docking permission requested. Docking request
no, I think you can still
accepted.
do it because the way the torso twist arm arc, the way that works out. Yeah, I'll have those. I'll work on those today, and they'll be uploaded over time. Just so I've got something for the channel. Keep on showing love for BattleTech. There's a game I haven't come back to in a while. It's like I've done everything I really intended to do with MechWarrior 5, but I know there's some challenges I want to at least try. I feel like it. Okay. So always the curious thing with the game is like, okay, you're done with the main story. Now here's all this other extra stuff you could do. Even though it's entirely inconsequential to the story and everything else. Here's more stuff to just do. Alright. Where the heck is that? That's on a little bit away. Alright. Hollow Reels. Sometimes it can be fun to have post-game content.
Warp drive active.
On the other hand, sometimes I'm just happy with getting through everything and just moving on to the next game. Then there's Diablo 2. Congrats on completing the game on normal. Now completed on Nightmare. That is the one thing I did not bring over. Um, I've let the characters that I made on my old computer just disappear with it. It's fine. I've accomplished what I've accomplished in that game.
Warp drive active.
I finally beat it with the Amazon. It's the last character I need to do it with. I'm I'm satisfied. I don't need to keep beating my head against that wall. Feels like Diablo is at its most fun in the first couple of acts, and then it just starts to feel like a grind. I do like the kind of story they got going on, though. But I was more of a fan of the first Diablo experience. 16 floors, good luck. By the way, there might be some side areas to go explore if you're feeling brave. By all means, open that door of a room that you can tell from the outside is filled with human bodies and gore and other viscera. What could possibly go wrong? Ah, fresh meat. This, the last words you hear before you get chopped to pieces by those stupidly powerful early game demons. The thing the strategy I had to keep in mind for that guy was open the door and run for something that's got a grate that you can shoot through, and just keep it on the other side of that, and just don't stop firing, and just make sure that he doesn't pathfind his way back to you. So kind of fond of the what characters I like in Diablo. See, there was the Skeleton King. Keep on summoning skeletons. Have a big ass sword and a life-stealing crown. It's pretty cool. There's Black Denon, the pistol to rest.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
It still hurt like hell when playing Diablo 2 and realizing that I'd have to fight one of the townspeople who's just awesome. That's why I just feel more like wanting to go back to the first game. Of course, the annoying thing about trying to go back to all the older games is when things just aren't set up tech-wise. It's like why is it so hard to make things work out? Is it CPU architecture and other operating system weirdness, graphics, cards differences? Uh, it just sucks to not be able to play a game when you really want to go back to it the most.
Warp drive active.
Case in point, the the dot hack games, the first round of them. It's like, yeah, they have their rough spots, but are kind of fun. I never did get to finish the bonus dungeon stuff.
Warp drive active.
But then I look at secondary market prices like, why can't somebody reprint this already? Uh, if they can bring other Final Fantasy games, other PS2 stuff to PC, what prevents dot hack sign? But nah, sorry, dot hack Emok. The R1 games. What prevents those from coming to the computer? Yeah.
Warp drive active.
As I would be happy to play those again. I would almost be happy to replay Xenoverse Saga, but that one's kind of rough. I finally figured it out by the third installment, but by then it might have seemed a little bit too late. And then there's Oni. If Oni ever shows up on Steam or GOG, let me know. I missed that one. It was fun having the female protagonist and seeing her do all these punches and kicks and firing guns, and what the hell have I stumbled into? Please don't kill me. Oh, thank goodness, early people. uh,
Warp drive active.
which is probably how our enemies would react. Upon realizing, oh crap, she's here. The PS2 was my era, really. It was it was the one system where I finally bought it for me, and it was relevant at the time. The last time I bought a system for myself before the PS2,
Warp
was
drive active.
a Sega Genesis in 1999. This is just past its prime by a bit, but I wanted it just to finally have it and play things on my own instead of having to go to a friend's house. All right, little stretch break. Oy. Haven't already.
Permission requested. Docking
Get up and
request
stretch and
accepted.
all that. Ugh. I haven't seen a gathering of names in red like that since coming back from Cheetah back home. There's like 8, 9, 10 names in red over here. It's like, holy crap. I don't have anything to say about it. No. Okay. All right. Okay, it looks like I'm dealing with some weather to make it straightforward. So I might have to call it here, unfortunately. But hopefully things don't get too serious out there. All right. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks for stopping by and checking it out. Um, future content coming, so stay tuned. All right. This has been Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator, and I will see you next time.